Sorry, Mom.
Me and Steve are from the same era. Let's go. Is music officially dead? I don't think so either, but that is the question that Steve Terreberry is asking today. I wonder what he's talking about. Is he going to be talking about AI? I'm not sure. It'd be interesting, this. Will we get a serious side, Steve? Are we going to get the goofy sister? I don't care either way, because this guy is absolutely incredible. So let's check it out. Okay, Steve, let's see what you're harping on about today.
You know, the other day I heard there was a new Disturbed song coming out, and I gotta tell you, I could not be less excited.
Really?
But why? I freaking love Disturbed.
Yeah.
Like, I remember back in the mid-2000s when 10,000 Fists came out, I absolutely had to have this album.
Banger song.
I loved every song on the album, and I was so excited for it. And now they got a new song coming out, and I'd be equally excited to hear an albino moose flatulate in my ear. But why? Am I just old?
No, why would you want to see an albino moose flash? Why? Why, Steve? Come on, why? What an analogy that was. I mean, what?
Hear an albino moose flatulate in my ear. But why? Am I just old now and have lost all my sense of wonder and excitement? No. Or has music just collectively got stale? And while I think a little both of those are true, I think the main reason is because of this. We have instant access to every song ever made. And because of this instant access, there's no real connection to music anymore. You hear a song you like, you add it to your Spotify playlist, and that's about it. It used to be when you heard a song you liked, you went down to the local CD store or record store.
Right, I get what he's doing now, right? Okay, because it's on demand, it's just there in front of you. You don't have to pay for it and nothing. Well, some you do, obviously, but you can watch it on YouTube or, like, say, Spotify or whatever, and get it for, like, your subscription fee. The whole buzz back in the day was going, there's a song released tomorrow, it's Friday, the song's out, the artist is bringing the song out, let's go down to the... You sit there waiting for the shop to open. I think the old buzz was go down there, get your CD, come back, bang it in your CD player or hi-fi or whatever, and then you play it over and over again because you've got it there as a physical copy. Now it's just like, oh, there's a song out. Yeah, it's not bad, that. I'll add it to my list. Yeah, I get this. I get what he's done. Yeah.
Add it to your Spotify playlist, and that's about it.
Yeah.
It used to be when you heard a song you liked, you went down to the local CD store or record store, and you bought the album for $15 just to find out that the rest of the album freaking blows! But you had to have the album because you liked one of their songs.
Yeah.
But of course, back then, record stores even had listening pods where you could throw on a pair of headphones and preview an entire new album and decide whether you wanted to buy it or not. Nowadays, sampling is obsolete because you're not actually buying the music. You're just adding it to the playlist like, oh, I think I could skip this song later. Added. And that's another thing. It's just too easy to skip songs now. It's like the whole going through a news feed. You're just like next. It's like embedded into our brains now. Like back in the day when you're gonna hear me say that a lot. This video.
I mean, back in the day, really, really back in the day, when you're talking about tapes, you had to do some work. You had to do some work to find your song. Fast forward, rewind, play. Nope, still that song. Fast forward. Oh, I've gone too far. Rewind. Do you know what I mean? You had to work for your songs.
But back in the day, when you were listening to music, you had to commit to it. Like, you couldn't just skip a song. Have you ever fast-forwarded a cassette tape to try to find the fourth song in?
See?
No, you haven't.
I have. I have.
I've done it many times, and let me tell you, it's easier just to listen to the first 3 songs. People don't listen to an album.
Stevie T, I am not that much older than you, mate. I've been there. I've done that grind. I've had a tape on a pen rewinding it because me cassette player wouldn't rewind. Then now that is graft. Spinning a tape with a pen. That is graft.
And let me tell you, it's easier just to listen to the first 3 songs. People don't listen to an album front to back anymore. Back then, we kinda had to. Then eventually, technology got so good, you could skip songs! The only problem is, you know what else skipped? The CD. I remember trying to listen to CDs on the way to school. Buses are kind of bouncy. And every littlest bump, your music would sound like...
It's fast. Look,
That's probably where dubstep originated. Oh, but the CD player.
The analogy of him sat on the bus doing that and actually saying that dubstep was invented this way, that's genius. That's funny.
That's probably where dubstep originated. Oh, but the CD player companies had a solution for that. They came out with anti-skip technology.
It didn't work.
Which did absolutely nothing. You'd be on the bus and the CD still skipped like Jim Bro on leg day. It was a pain in the royal ass!
Yes, crap.
But I remember it. I have fond memories of listening to my CDs.
If you sat still.
There are just no memories attached to music anymore. Do you think kids growing up now are gonna be in their 30s and 40s being, oh, that one TikTok song that was a minute long? Oh, such good memories. No, because that connection isn't there.
No.
Or maybe
the whole buzz, the whole experience was go and get your CD from the record store. He's right. Or your tape, if you go further back, and going getting it and walking home with it. Can't wait to get it to play on your hi-fi or your CD system. And now it's just like, oh, there's a new song out. Yeah, it's not bad, that. Phone back down. And yeah.
Will, and I'm just a boomer complaining about everything. Man,
no, you're not.
When I was a teenager, I would just walk through Sunrise Records, just browsing through the CDs, and I would buy a CD just because I liked the album cover. I'd buy the album just like, well, I hope this album doesn't blow turd sandwiches, but at least the cover is cool. Sometimes this method actually worked. I bought Creature by Within the Ruins just because I liked the album cover. Okay. I thought it was cool. I'm like, yeah, that's worth 15 bucks. And then I got into my Cavalier and I threw this baby into my aftermarket CD player and...
There's that shit car.
Into my Cavalier and I...
That's the car he's been using to... Is that a car he's been using to... No, it's all its doors. I was going to say, is that the car he was using to, like, take the doors off and make, like, guitars out of and stuff?
I threw this baby into my aftermarket CD player,
yes.
And my mind was blown by this album. It almost blew the autism right out of me. And let me tell you.
It almost blew the autism out of me. That's a great analogy.
This album, it almost blew the autism right out of me. And let me tell you. Young people will never know the euphoria of huffing a booklet.
Yes.
Like these CDs, my God. You know, young people will never have this. It's not like in 20 years people are going to be like, oh, I just have to smell my old playlist again.
Nope.
It doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
I think I just broke my phone. You know, back in the day, the only way...
Stevie C just broke his phone. You know what that means, don't you? He's going to have to go down to the record store.
Doesn't work like that. I think I just broke my phone. You know, back in the day, the only way to know the lyrics to a song was from the CD booklet. We couldn't just Google the lyrics. So if you were singing a song wrong, you had to commit to it. Whoa! Like there was no way to know the lyrics, so you had to commit to that shit. But these CD booklets had more than just lyrics, man. You were actually introduced to the bands, and you got to read all their thanks. Always thank Jesus first. There was a connection to the band. You knew all the band members' names, except for the bass player. We knew.
Yeah.
Think of a newer song.
Yeah, fuck the bass player.
All the band members' names, except for the bass player. We knew. Think of a newer song on one of your playlists. Name every member of that band. Can you? Yeah, I didn't think so. I can name you every band member of Disturbed. I know the name of every member of Dragon Force. I remember the first time I heard Dragon Force, right after, drove right down to Sunrise Records, and I bought the album.
Yeah.
There it is, and I busted it out, and I've been playing it ever since. I remember hearing this new band, Trivium, was kind of cool. I was like, that's good enough for me, so I went out and I bought this, and of course I've been hooked ever since. How many brain cells do you guys think I've lost over the years by huffing CD booklets?
Did you have any in the first place, Steve? That is the question.
How many brain cells do you guys think I've lost over the years by huffing CD booklets? I even remember buying this album because I'm a Def Leppard fan. You know how many times I've listened to this album? Less than once. Literally never. But I had a connection to the band, so I had to buy the album. I had to pay my $15 so that Def Leppard got richer and so that I could have a paperweight. But then technology got so advanced we didn't have to buy CDs anymore. Because we were living in tomorrow, bitches. You could download music on your computer. My program of choice was LimeWire, but
LimeWire. You always used to download the songs with it, and sometimes the songs weren't what they said, but then suddenly you download a virus and crash your computer. Same with Napster and all the other ones.
Download music on your computer.
Illegally.
My program of choice was LimeWire, but there were many variations. But the advantage of these programs was you could not only download a song, but you could also download a virus that would destroy your computer. Sorry, Mom.
Me and Steve are from the same era. Let's go.
But you could also download a virus that would destroy your home computer. Sorry, Mom, but I had to download 51-23 Bon Jovi It's My Life 1.exe. And you know what the best part was? I could download an entire song in just 40 minutes.
Yeah,
that's right.
The dial-up. One song in 40 minutes. Like less than 1 kilobytes a second download rate. You had to use the phone line, and like someone you'd be halfway through a download, and someone would pick the phone up to use it, and it'd crash your download, and the person on the phone's like, "What's that noise?" Because they can't use the phone either because it was on the phone line, and it's like, oh my god, old world problems.
Download an entire song in just 40 minutes. That's right, a 2-megabyte song took like 45 minutes to download. Now we're playing with technology, bitches. See, I had dial-up back then.
Yes, AOL! AOL!
Please stop playing that.
My email address for my personal account is still an AOL fucking... Oh my god, still an AOL email address. That's fucking brilliant. This is nostalgic to me.
See, I had dial-up back then.
Shit. Sometimes it didn't connect.
Stop playing that sound. I'm getting really bad PTSD. And our dial-up connection at best downloaded at like 2 kilobytes per second. Hey, young people, how long did it take to download a song to your playlist? Oh, less than an hour? Yeah.
You know what the worst thing was about that? When you downloaded a song and it took that long to get down. When you played it and it was fucking wrong song or it was a wrong thing. He's like, oh man, I've just wasted 45 minutes downloading this shit. And it's not even the song I wanted. Same with music, like with video files and everything. Oh my god, do you know what? Late 90s, early 2000s was a fucker. It was.
Song to your playlist.
So slow.
Oh, less than an hour? Yeah. My point is, if you wanted a song back in the day, you had to work for it. It was not easy to download a song. It was so slow. It would fail to download half the time. And even if you were lucky enough for it to fully download, most of the time the song quality was so garbage it sounded like it was coming through toilet water. And you just wasted an hour trying to download one frickin' song.
Me and Steve speaking the same language. Me and him speaking the same language.
You had to like this song, is what I'm saying. But then after 2 months, you finally had enough songs to burn a CD.
Yes.
And then you wrote all your little song titles on there. And then you'd throw this baby into your Walkman to listen to on the way to school. God, it's no wonder we had a deeper connection to music back then. They were just different times. I remember when I was a teenager, if someone came up to me and was like, hey man, there's this new band you should check out, I would have been like, heck yes, I need to check it out. Tell me. But now if someone came up to me and was like, hey Steve, there's this new band you should check out, I'd be like, oh, a band? I've never heard of one of them before. Give me a second to count the amount of shits I give. I wouldn't check it out. I literally don't care about anything. No. I'm old now. I am absolutely convinced that any original idea in music has already been done.
Yeah.
There's nothing new that is going to surprise anyone.
This is fact.
A song used to exist so that you could feel something. Nowadays, a song exists just to be the background music of a frickin' cooking video or Jim Bros hitting PRs. Right. There was a time when recording music was a whole frickin' thing. You couldn't do it in 5 seconds on a computer. Back then, artists were writing songs and making albums as a way to express themselves musically or to explore new ideas or new recording methods. Nowadays, artists release music just for the sake of releasing music.
Yeah, because
that's all we know how to do. Big things coming. And it's not the artist's fault. It's the fault of the times. It's the fault of the technology. There's nothing new or original for artists to do because everything's already been done. Oh my...
I mean, yeah, do you know what? This is not just on music. This is on video games. This is on films. I mean, how many reworkings of films are coming out? You know what I mean? How many reworkings of video games are getting remastered? I mean, how many different versions of The Last of Us is there on the PlayStation and PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 3 and then the remaster? Do you know what I mean? Why? People are running out of ideas. And music is the same. A lot of people are covering more music now. There's a lot of cover songs coming up on YouTube and stuff like this. And not only that, AI is now being used to write songs and people are just learning what they've been taught by the AI and then play it live. You know what I mean? On certain, not all bands doing that, but, you know, certain bands do. So the work has been taken out of it, absolutely. I understand. This is quite a serious video for Steve, to be honest.
The artist's fault. It's the fault of the times. It's the fault of the technology.
Yeah.
There's nothing new or original for artists to do because everything's already been done.
Facts.
Oh my God, this new artist, Billie Eilish, is so edgy and dark. Oh my God, this is so groundbreaking. Yeah. Tell that to every Christian 90s parent that had their teenager
Marilyn
exercise
Manson.
because she listened to Marilyn Manson.
Yeah.
And I gotta tell you want to know what genre is the most stale of all? Rock music. I mean, rock music has been around for a very long time.
Rock music is all starting to sound very, very much the same. I get this. I get it.
Stale of all? Rock music. I mean, rock music has been around for a very long time now. It's just, there's nothing more to do. Just stop.
Stop it. Get some help.
I mean, I could listen to the soothing sounds of rainfall to fall asleep at night, but why when I could just listen to a new rock song and be put to sleep so much quicker? When the Beatles were performing on Ed Sullivan back in the 60s, rock was like kind of a new thing.
Yeah.
It was new and fresh. Bill Haley and the Comets, the Beatles, and Chuck Berry were really the first of their kind. Well, I guess Yoko Ono was the first of her kind too.
There is no way Stevie T could not reference Yoko Ono in a Beatles clip. No way. He just had to stick that boot in again, didn't he?
Well, I guess Yoko Ono was the first of her kind too. And I gotta ask you something. What the hell happened to music videos? Recently, a song came up on one of my playlists.
Well, I think I know what he's going to say here. Music videos, a lot of music videos now is just like shots of the band playing. And it goes to the drummer, then the bass player, then the guitarist and the singer, and it's in a black background. Do you know what I mean? There's no originality anymore in a lot of videos. A lot of them, I mean, the CGI ones can be quite entertaining because you can do anything you want with CGI. You know what I mean? But that takes a lot of time, a lot of money, etc. Whereas, you know, like you can exempt Falling in Reverse from that because them fucking Falling in Reverse make probably these best videos at the moment. You know what I mean? But a lot of other bands, they're just videos of the band in a dark room. You know what I mean, don't you?
What the hell happened to music videos? Recently, a song came up on one of my playlists that I actually liked, and I was like, I have to see the music video for this song. This song is freaking sick. So I went on YouTube to watch the music video, and there was none. Oh,
Right,
but
okay.
there was a lyric video.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, maybe this is a boomer complaint, but
The lyric video complaint, yeah. I must admit, you know what? When I do like live streams and stuff and say like, give me some music, please try and give me one with a video. Do you know what? I say that to people all the time. I get this.
okay, maybe this is a boomer complaint, but lyric videos are not a substitute for music videos.
No.
Sorry. Listen, I come from a time when TV stations literally aired music videos.
Yeah.
And you couldn't customize it. If you wanted to see your favorite music video, you literally had to sit there and wait and hope that they played it.
Yeah.
You couldn't just jump on YouTube and watch it.
Yeah,
Now,
that's-
Much
yeah.
Music, which was basically MTV for Canada.
Yeah, it's the anticipation of waiting. Like when you in this country, like Top of the Pops, where you have the chart rundowns and people are playing music either on the stage or they'd show the video. And you're like, please play it, please play it, please. I get this. Because now it's just like, oh, Architects have brought a new song out. Oh, have they? But Architects, oh, there's the video. Boom. 3-4 minutes, your experience is done. There's no anticipation anymore. There's no waiting. It's like, there's no dangling of the carrot, if you like. You know what I mean? It's just there. Do you know what? I know there's some funny points in this, and he's talking funny in a lot of the satire and stuff in the video, but what he's saying is absolutely correct.
YouTube and watch it. Now, Much Music, which was basically MTV for Canada, had this system where you could text in and vote for what music video you wanted to air. And there'd be a little graph at the bottom of the screen showing which songs were getting the most votes. And if enough people voted, they would play your music video, and you just had to hope that you weren't on the toilet taking a massive dumpy doo-doo at the time they aired the music video. Oh, no! I mean, now you can...
On the toilet, reading the back of the shampoo bottle. How stereotypical is that?
Dumpy doo-doo at the time they aired the music video. Oh, no! I mean, now you can play the music video whenever the hell you want. And somehow that has sucked the fun out of everything.
Yeah.
It'd be like if instead of the Easter Bunny hiding your Easter eggs, he just threw them all into a basket and just handed them to you. You'd be like, oh, thanks, that was fun. Half the fun was the anticipation to finally see your favorite music video.
That's what I said.
It just meant something more when
Me
you
and
had
him
to
speaks the
wait
same
for
language.
it. Because when your music video finally played on TV, you appreciated it,
Yeah.
and you cherished that moment because you might not see this music video again for another month. Unless, of course, you were literally recording the TV with your parents' high definition.
I got a minute.
Unless, of course...
Is that a Sega Genesis? Or Mega Drive 2? Oh my God.
You were literally recording the TV with your parents' high-definition camcorder. My parents are going to be so proud of me when one day they want to rewatch our old family movies and it has been replaced with Shaggy pleading that it wasn't him.
Wasn't me.
Like, this would never happen nowadays. It's impossible. Not only because people don't take family movies anymore, but there's also no musical representation of any type on media anymore. And I'm not talking about YouTube and the 7,000,000,000 streaming sites that are out there.
Yeah.
I remember when the WB had a show called Pepsi Smash, where popular bands would come on there and perform in front of a live audience
Yeah, it's like
just
Top of the
for
Pops.
the passion of music. Oh, and to sell Pepsi. But the one I will never forget this. The one performance that blew my little mind was Story of the Year.
Okay.
To this day, I have not seen a band come close to the amount of stage presence or exciting stage show as Story of the Year.
To be fair, that was good.
But bands had the passion back then, my friend. And man, there was just something exhilarating knowing that you were watching this performance with millions of other people at the same time. It was just a sense of unity in a way that I can't really explain, and there's just nothing like it anymore. Unless you actually went to a live concert, which I can't believe is still a thing.
Yeah, because people go to these live concerts now and everyone's got their phones out now. Phones have replaced the lighters. People don't go to the concert anymore to watch the band. They go to get recordings. And that's sad.
Unless you actually went to a live concert, which I can't believe is still a thing.
Yeah.
Even Warp Tour is returning, and all these When We Were Young Fest. Clearly, there's now a nostalgic need for us to relive music from our past when the times were just very primitive and not nearly as technologically advanced as they are now, but they were just better somehow.
Yeah.
We are aching to hear the sounds.
It's not that the bands were better, the songs were better or whatever. It's the fact that the experience was there and you had to work, like I said before, to get your music video. You couldn't just get it on your phone or on your computer. You know what I mean? It was so hard to get what you needed or what you wanted.
They are now, but they were just better somehow. We are aching to hear the sounds and sniff the sniffs of our youth. So now I pose you the question. Has music plateaued? I think the only way to evolve musically from here is to devolve. Hence why there's now a resurgence in vinyl and even cassettes.
There you go, cassettes.
We're just in a confusing time right now. Technology is moving so fast we don't know what to do with it. Every scene, not just the music scene, is so oversaturated. We're just overwhelmed with everything and we don't know where to go from here. Or maybe I'm just a boomer complaining because music isn't the same as it was when I was young. Oh, hold on. Get off my lawn, you damn kids!
Do you know what? He's speaking facts here. This is absolute facts, and I can relate to this video 100%. You mean years and years and years ago, if you wanted a song and you couldn't obviously get it from the shop because, like, as a kid, you got no fucking money anyway, have you? But you mean you'd be taping like the top 40 charts on a Sunday, and you'd have to wait until the guy stopped talking, say, "Oh, and chart position number 5, we've got such a song," and then you press record on your tape, and the song was already started playing, so you'd miss the beginning of it, and you try and stop it near the end of the song, so you didn't get the person talking on it, so you had like 90% of the song on a tape, and then you'd have to do that again and again and again. So like I say, yeah, Steve's talking a lot of sense here about like the trials and tribulations just to get a song, man. I mean, them Sony Discmans were shite. The Walkmans were far better, you know, with the cassettes, because obviously they weren't jumping about like anti-shock and all that. But yeah, wow. This was like a trip down memory lane for me. This, because I related. I think I'm 10 years older than Steve, so I go back even further. You know what I mean? So cassettes and everything was a real world problem for me. But yeah. I don't think music is dead. I think the fact that it's so easy to get hold of, same as video games, same as movies, you know, as soon as these Sky television program services came out, you'd be like, Sky Movies, oh, I've seen this. 20 million channels, nothing on. There's nothing on. Back in the day when we only had 3 or 4 channels, you know, you just watched what was on and that was it. Everything is too easy accessible, and that has sucked the life out of it, or well, the fun out of it, like Steve said. He's right. He's 100% right. Anyway, what did you guys think of this reaction? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to check out Steve's original video, and I'll see you all next time.